This is a video response to Sidian 3. Hi Tommy, I'm doing a response to your video. To the video, man, I'm all over the board. I wanted to let you know that this is Maria from the Mosaic gang and that name is going to be changing, just so you know. I think we're going to be calling ourselves the Mosaic household, which just seems more like us. And I wanted to talk to you about, I have been watching your videos, I have been keeping up, and I've been I tend to watch a lot of videos and just keep very quiet, maybe watch them a couple of times before I respond. Excuse me, and I hope you don't mind. You've been extremely generous with sharing all the ups and downs of what's been going on in your life, and that although you diagnose multiple, there's other things that are going on now, and you've run into some hard spots of depression and mania and trying to even all that out, and you don't know what's upsetting your group and what's causing everything to what you feel like is coming undone from a group that was cooperating. Only you know, because you're there experiencing it, but what I can tell you I'm seeing from out here is that you still appear to have a good sense of what's going on within your own group, other than people are coming out more, and maybe for many years they didn't. Or the way they came out was maybe at certain times that you scheduled or you knew about. I don't know if I'm misunderstanding that. But what I kept hearing over and over again, and actually I watched kind of the succession of this as you were doing videos, is I felt you were climbing, and then you suddenly realized you were racing and all over the board. I think that what you went impatient for and what you've been doing is this is a clear example of that. Is your mood is all over right now, and you're trying to stabilize that and make it so that you don't feel all over the board. And Risperdal will at first, even though it'll eventually even out. From everything I've read about Risperdal, and I have a couple of friends that are on Risperdal, they do, if they've already gotten racing or manicky or overly anxious, it takes a while. It kind of almost heightens that feeling at first, and it's because it's a mood altering drug, so it kind of like heightens that and then evens out. And I think that's why your doctor probably gave you Xanax to go with it, which I know you don't like to take, but it would seem if you're climbing to a more higher level and you can't focus and everything is a distraction, that the Risperdal will at first heighten that, and then you'll have to find the right dosage. And you may have to play with it a little bit with your doctor's advice. You know, you are going to group, you're seeing your doctors, so I would say keep a journal for sure, and let your doctor know what dosage you're taking, what you're eating that day, what you're doing, what your activities are. I'm going to be doing a few videos about a problem I keep seeing out here, is that there's so many people that aren't in regular therapy, and I know you are, so I don't mean this for you, but I mean there's so many that they don't have a doctor they're regularly being followed by, so it's hard to tell when things are going a little in a different order from their own perspective. So I think you've been doing a marvelous job in trying to keep everything even, but you've also been stressing about getting back to work, and I think you should listen to your boss right now and realize that they do have everything under control, and they just want you to get better and take care of you. And I think you're doing a good job of that too. One thing I did want to offer is a book that really helped me. Is called Too Loud, Too Bright, Too Fast, Too Tight. It's by Dr. Sharon Heller, PhD, and it's about heightened sensitivity. And I'll just read the book jacket to you to give you a little understanding of it. Starting in infancy, sensory defensiveness can become increasingly debilitating as the child with this often undiagnosed condition grows up. In this remarkable book, Dr. Heller educates, comforts, and guides adults who have struggled for a lifetime with overwhelming sensations from their body and environment, sensations they can neither understand nor control. It's written in conjunction with The Out of Sync Child, or Recognizing and Coping with Sensory Integration Dysfunction. Sounds like a lot of big terms for hypersensitivity, or a hypersensitive person. And it sounds a little absurd to say a person that disassociates would be hypersensitive, but we are. We are. To tactile stimulus, to noise, to environment. But then if you add in environment that people in your group or alters maybe are reacting to, like you think it's maybe work, then this book makes sense to read, because it really breaks down that it's not so much a condition or a bad thing. It's that there's definite things you're reacting to on a subconscious level that your body's feeling, and ways to cope with that, like the EDMR, the tapping, and many other things, meditations, and many other ways you can make your environment not so stimulus producing, and when you're out in outside environments that you feel out of control in, to begin with, being anxious, you can make it safe and feeling good, and it normalizes this experience, because everybody has it to a certain degree, just like disassociating to a degree. And keep in mind the Risperdal has to even out with you, and that could be a lot of it. I wish you well. And one more book that's just a good read, and you'll chuckle and giggle at the normalcy of all life experiences that we sometimes beat ourselves up for and think are so, out of control, is My Therapist Dog, by Diana Wells. It's about a woman that went to therapy and ended up learning all she needed to learn by the way his dog reacted, who was always in the office. And so that's what I wanted to offer you, and just tell you I think you're doing a wonderful job, and just keep plugging on, keep going, and talk to your doctor, talk to your group. The evasive, elusive it that you are groomed and programmed and afraid to talk about, maybe it's time to start looking at that a little bit, and use your therapy very wisely, and talk to your therapist about those things. I wish you luck. Okay, bye-bye.